Hey everybody, so today I'm here to do another breast pump comparison for you guys. Today it is going to be the Medela Freestyle versus the Motif Duo. I have done individual reviews on these, so if you're interested in that, I'll have them linked down below. I'll have them thrown up in the cards periodically, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to jump right in. Number one is price point. The Medela costs $279. That's the most basic form of it I could find on Amazon. And then the Motif costs $200, but I have seen it go on sale for $150. So obviously the Motif wins this section. Although I did want to put a very important disclaimer, if you are in the United States, make sure you check with your insurance providers to see if they cover breast pumps in any sort of way. Most do now, so just make sure that you're contacting them, seeing if you have any kind of coverage on a breast pump before you pay out of pocket for one. Number two is function and ease of use. Now, I think the Medela is a lot easier to work. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and the Motif is a little bit more complicated, but I find that to be for good reason. The Motif has different modes and different functions it can do, so there is a little bit more of a learning curve. So even though technically the Medela is easier to use, I feel like all those features override the learning curve, so I'm going to give this one to the Motif. Number three is recommendations and reviews. This one is pretty neck and neck. Medela has a 4.3 star rating on Google, and then the Motif has a 4.7 star rating on Google. So they're pretty neck and neck, like I said. And as far as word of mouth goes, the Medela has been around for a really long time, although there's not like a ton of talk on it because it is so out of people's price range that not a lot of people can afford it. It's also not one of the most widely popular covered breast pumps. Only select insurance companies really do cover that one. So that's why I feel like there's not a ton of talk about it. When there is talk, I feel like it's 50-50. Some people hate it, some people love it. As far as the Motif goes, that's a newer pump, so there's not a ton of talk about it either. However, I have found that it's being more widely covered than the Freestyle, so I feel like we're going to slowly see it be more talked about and see more people using it. And as far as what you hear when you do hear it, I've heard nothing but good things out of the few pumping groups that I'm in, so I feel like Motif definitely wins this as well. Number four is portability and power options. Now, these are both battery operated pumps and they are meant to be portable. Hands-free, take it where you need it, that kind of pump. The Medela weighs 13 ounces and the Motif weighs 14 ounces. They're both under a pound, but I feel like they both are very compact. They both can fit in the palm of your hand very nicely. Obviously, like I said, they're meant to be a portable pump, so they're not clunky or huge or anything. As far as battery life goes, the Medela has a 3-hour lifespan and the Motif has a 2.5-hour lifespan. So since Medela outweighed Motif in both of these categories, I'm going to give this one to Medela. Number five is replacement or spare parts, and I feel like both of these are not very common to have pump parts in store. If you go to a Bye Bye Baby or Babies R Us, you will find Freestyle parts. However, with the Motif, like I said, it's a newer pump. It's not widely out there yet, so you really won't find anything in store. It's all online. I will say they obviously both have online stuff you can buy, but again, neither one of them are quite accessible, but I am going to give it to Medela since it is in store at least in a couple places. Number six is customer service, and they both have awesome customer service, so this one's going to be a tie. Number seven is durability. Now, the Freestyle has a lifespan that is 3 15-minute sessions a day for a year. Now, it really depends on how often you're pumping, but that could be very little for some people, that could be a lot for some people. It really just depends. I will give you my feelings on this in just a few moments when I talk about my personal thoughts, but I did just want to put that out there. The Motif does not have any kind of limitations that I've found in the owner's manual or anywhere online, so I'm going to give this one to Motif. I will say that in using both of them, they both worked fine for the extended amount of time I've used them. The Freestyle I used for around 2 months, and the Motif I still use every now and then to this day, and I'm going on about probably 4 months of use, and both of them were working just fine. Number eight is noise level. I do find the Motif to be a tiny bit quieter than the Medela, however, they both can get louder the farther you crank it up. A couple other details about the pumps: they both do offer two-phase expression. What that is mimicking baby's natural sucking pattern, where it sucks really fast at first to stimulate milk, and then it'll do more long drawn out sucks to express milk. I feel like Motif does this far better though. They offer different modes and frequencies. They allow you to stay in stimulation mode. I just really prefer the Motif when it comes to the two-phase expression. They are also both closed system pumps. What this means is that they have some kind of mechanism to prevent milk going into the tubes, backing up into the motor, but they are both also supposed to be single user pumps, meaning it's only supposed to be one mom using it. You're not supposed to pass it on to another one. However, I've said this before, I'll say it again: if they don't want people passing on pumps, whether it be donating, selling, whatever, they should make pumps more affordable, more easily accessible. You wouldn't have this going on. Both of them do offer a timer that's on the pump to show you how long you've been pumping. They both have light up LCDs, and they also both have memory buttons that you can program. As far as cycle rates go, a nursing baby sucks between 45 to 55 times a minute. It's said that a cycle rate of 25 is needed to draw out any milk. Both of these go above and beyond that, so you're covered there. So when it comes to my verdict of who wins in this comparison, I would definitely give it hands down to the Motif. It is more affordable, and I feel like it executes things a lot better. In my personal use, I felt like the suction was stronger on the Motif, although it could be very gentle if you need it to be. It just has a lot of different modes and frequencies. Some of you might know I need a higher frequency when I'm pumping. It just allows me to let down easier. It allows me to get more milk. I cannot really achieve that unless I'm in let down mode constantly with some pumps, and the Motif just makes it a lot easier. Like I said, it also does have options with it, so I really liked that. When it comes to size and the portability and everything, I do feel like they are so neck and neck, but I think Motif, just like I said, executed this pump better. It's coming in cheaper, it's coming in more widely covered, it is just far better without any of the limitations that the Medela has. As far as that 3 15-minute sessions a day for a year, I think if you're going to shell out $300 plus for a pump, or $279 if you buy the basic version, it should be able to last you for a very long time. That to me is not a very long time. Definitely, if you're exclusively pumping, I would look into the Motif. I do want to say I've known people who use the Freestyle. They were exclusive pumpers. They do love it. You know, there's always an exception to whatever rule, but I just wouldn't chance it. On the off chance that it does quit after so many hours, they're able to say that is the lifespan of our pumps. Sorry. So I just wouldn't want to put myself in that kind of position, if you know what I'm saying. So I would definitely recommend the Motif Duo. I will have links to both of the pumps down below. I'll have the links to my reviews and everything else. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.